Buddy Colt. Buddy Colt, of course, was the North American heavyweight wrestling champion when he was involved in a plane crash, and his career as a wrestler was tragically cut short. Colt watching very carefully. Arm drag takedown by Candy on Herb Calvert. Locked in collar now. Another good arm drag takedown, that time by Calvert. Candy back on his feet very, very quickly. Ray Candy, known as the Candyman, with a good hip lock takedown, makes the tag with Bubba Douglas. Bubba Douglas from Lakeland, Florida. Candy in the red trunks from Atlanta, Georgia. Tag is made. Candy back in. And it was Candy catching him one under the chin that time. The hip lock takedown that has Calvert to the canvas. Calvert with the head scissors. Calvert out of the University of Oklahoma, originally from New Jersey. Big, strong, rugged young man. Again, the tag is made. Bubba Douglas moves in. Douglas, as I have mentioned before, vastly improved young wrestler and growing in popularity with the fans everywhere. Takedown again on Herb Calvert. And Calvert, using a powerful upper body, rolled Douglas over but could not keep him in a pinning combination. Douglas catches him, and Douglas back into a side headlock. Candy catches him a good shoulder smash, puts Calvert down. Calvert back on his feet, caught with another shoulder smash. Candy now, hip lock takedown. Again, back on their feet now. Candy makes the tag. Bubba Douglas moves in. Douglas and Candy have had a very, very good win streak going for them since they became a tag team combination. Calvert staggered by that one. Douglas now with a side headlock into a hip lock takedown. Referee warning Tenryu started to come into the ring. Tenryu becoming obviously rather anxious over his partner because Calvert has not been able to get over and tag up. Calvert still on the canvas. Bubba Douglas, full arm drag and twist, drives the back of the elbow into the deltoids. Referee Buddy Colt watching distance now. Tenryu reaching out, trying to make the tag. Notice that Candy and Douglas have kept Calvert pretty much to the center or to their side of the ring. Calvert has not had an opportunity to get over to tag up with Tenryu at all to this point. And so obviously Candy and Douglas have some strategy working here. And good strategy thus far. Calvert has now taken a lot of punishment to that left arm. It's Douglas now, maintaining the pressure on Calvert. Calvert has been tired. He has not had any relief thus far in the match. Good reversal by Calvert. Full arm drag and twist, now using that elbow very effectively. And so Calvert proving to be extremely durable here. A forearm, another forearm that cracks across the body of Bubba Douglas. Tag is made, and it's Calvert firing away, but it is Candy moving in against him. Candy now with a snap mare. Calvert trying to get back to his feet. Candy. Lateral press again. Candy moves in. Candy off those ropes. And it was Calvert catching him with a knee in the midsection. Candy doubled up. Calvert drives a knee in again. A forearm across the back. Now it's Calvert. The flat of the foot into the shoulder and the arms of Ray Candy. Calvert with a lateral press, and this Young man's got a lot of fire, no question. And now Calvert taking all of that punishment. Good backdrop, and Candy in trouble. Calvert closes in again. Another lateral press. Candy powers out before the count of 3. Calvert closes in. Calvert now uncorks a right hand that staggers Candy. Forearm across the back, and Calvert goes across the chest again with those percussion-type attacks. Jar that air supply, and Candy down on one knee and in trouble. Calvert drives the knee into the side of the rib cage. More percussion to the back. Calvert now, the front chancery, they're into the ropes, however, the referee, Buddy Cole, calling for the break. Candy in trouble, coming up very, very slowly. Calvert now moves in. Candy unhooks a right hand, catches Calvert across the back once again. Calvert drives a shoulder in, but it's Candy again. And Calvert dropped that time. Calvert staggered. Calvert, who is relatively new in professional wrestling, making one serious mistake at this point, and that is in not tagging out. Both men staggered and down, but Candy made the tag, got over and made the tag. Bubba Douglas moving in now. Douglas brings Calvert up. A full body slam. Douglas moves in again. Another full body slam on Herb Calvert. Calvert in trouble, coming up very slowly. Flying drop kick, catches Calvert. Douglas moves in, an inside package. Inside cradle. Broken out by Douglas, catching him with an elbow that time. Douglas trying to close into the kill on Calvert. Now Calvert makes the tag. Tenryu comes charging into the ring. Caught with a flying drop kick. Smashed back into the turnbuckle. Douglas has the pin. Douglas has the pin. Tenryu came charging into the ring. Douglas to ringside. Tenryu giving a lot of weight, but he is used to wrestling against much, much bigger men, particularly standing up, because he was trained in sumo wrestling. And so consequently, that weight differential might not be as much as it appears. As you can see, Tenryu bullying Candy back to the ring ropes. Tremendously powerful legs on Tenryu. There's Masao Hattori, twice bantamweight amateur champion. Outstanding trainer and manager. Side headlock by Tenryu on Ray Candy. Candy hooks that leg and pitches Tenryu forward. Tenryu coming back, comes off the ropes, charges. And it did not move Candy at all, but Tenryu battered backwards. Good drop toe hold by Tenryu. Tenryu very quickly tries to maintain the ride. Candy reverses that situation into a lateral press, but they're into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Candy in a good clean break, back on his feet. Manages to break it up, rips across the eyes of Ray Candy, a chop into the chest. Tenryu catching again. Tenryu driving a knee along to the side of the head of Ray Candy. Candy caught with a snap mare. Candy back on his feet. A good forearm that time. Tenryu off the ropes. Again, Candy catches him coming in. Candy caught him that time coming off the ropes. Candy again brings him up a full body slam on Tenryu. There comes the Candy tidal wave. The count of three. The count of three is Ray.
Tenryu's a fast man. Excuse me, Gordon, but I was going to comment on Tenryu's speed. That's Japanese wrestlers are very few and far between to have all the things combined, and speed and wrestling ability, and Tenryu is one of them. He has that speed and wrestling ability.
Does indeed. He came into a good duck under, go behind into a heel block takedown, and back on their feet once again. Tenryu bowling Douglas back into those ring ropes. Clean break. Tenryu with an arm drag and twist now on Bubba Douglas. Into a hammerlock. Good reversal by Douglas. Puts Tenryu into a hammerlock.
Good drop toe hold by Bubba Douglas there, Mr. Soley. Bubba Douglas has really come along fine. He's controlling his moves. He's thinking ahead. All of that is visually, as you watch it, you can see it. The man is thinking. He's trying to stay ahead of his opponent, and that's the number one thing to do.
Douglas keeping that leg tied up now. Also cutting off some of the circulation in Tenryu's left leg by blocking in with his own. Side headlock by Tenryu on Douglas now. Douglas trying to come out of it. Slips away. Tenryu catches him a chop. And it's Douglas retaliating with a forearm across the chest that put Tenryu back on his feet. Wow! Tenryu caught him and dropped Douglas with that one. Full body slam by Tenryu. Tenryu chopping across the side of the head again on Douglas, and
Bubba's got a lot of heart too, Mr. Soley. Bubba, it's not going to be that easy to put Bubba's shoulders to the mat. Tenryu might get a little overconfident in this fact, but Bubba's a man that he'll come back when you least expect it. As you see now, he's not going to take anything from Tenryu.
Douglas obviously becoming irate over Tenryu's tactics, and now caught again by Tenryu. Driving that knee into the throat of Douglas. Tenryu now. Front face lock, and it is Douglas having a problem now, and obviously
well, that puts a whole lot of pressure, Mr. Soley, on your neck, and cuts off the circulation, cuts off that oxygen. Fine escape, though. Fantastic escape by Bubba Douglas out of that front face lock, Mr. Soley. That was fantastic for Bubba Douglas.
Tenryu coming up a little slowly on that one, and you could hear that one all the way across the sportatorium. Douglas lashes out with a foot, catches him in the throat, catches him in the face, and it's Tenryu now chopping to the throat, and Douglas caught him with an old-fashioned right hand that put Tenryu to the canvas. Douglas with a headbutt. Douglas using that elbow very effectively. Like you said, Jim, Douglas obviously has a lot of heart.
Yes, he does, Gordon. He sure does. He's not no easy quitter, that's for sure. He'll take a heck of a beating, and he still keeps coming back.
Using the foot very effectively, Douglas again powers out before the count of 3. Douglas back to his feet, being arm whipped off the ropes. Tenryu misses. Douglas catches him. That flying headbutt.